All right, we'll call the meeting to order, the Law Committee. First, we have the minutes from actually two meetings, March 28th and April 11th. Has everybody had an opportunity to read those? If there aren't any changes, do we have a motion to approve the March 28th minutes? Motion, second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Then April 11th, is there a motion to approve those? Motion, second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thanks. All right, under previous business, number one, resolution number 80, preventing the hiring of former county legislators and the family members of current and former county legislators by the County of Albany. Mr. Mayo?
I'll table this for now.
Okay, tabled at request of sponsor. Number two, amending the Albany County legislative rules of order. That's Mr. Higgins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was actually just speaking to Arnis about this, and apparently there's some proposed changes or modifications that I think they're going to offer in conjunction with item number 4. So I'll table it now, pending review of those changes, and between now and next meeting, if they're acceptable, then we move forward with the amended version.
Okay.
And if not, I'll ask to be moved on the original.
All
But
right.
for now, we can table it.
Okay. Number three, amending the Albany County Charter and adopting the charter proposal of the Albany County Charter Review Commission. Mr. Kraus?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We continue to work on this, and I would like to table it until the next meeting.
Okay, tabled at the request of sponsor. Number four, amending the Albany County Legislative Rules of Order. That's Mr. Mendick, I think, Arnis.
Again, there have been discussions about both the modifications in terms of the rules to the legislature. So because of the fact that we need to have everybody sort of in agreement, one way or the other, I've had a lot of discussions with Mr. Jeffers, so we would like to table that request of sponsor until next month.
Okay, 2 and 4 kind of overlap a little bit, so maybe we'll deal with those in one new resolution or something.
No, but what happens is, depending on what happens with one, the other one would have a reference to it, and if the changes don't get made, then we don't need the reference. So we really can't move forward with number 4 until we know exactly what's going to happen to number 2.
Okay, all right, so 4 is tabled at the request of sponsor. Number 5, authorizing 50% of real property taxes collected by the County of Albany on real property conveyed by the Albany County Land Bank Corporation be remitted to said entity. And that's Mr. Higgins.
I mean, we can table this for now. I reached out to the school board, hopefully I have an update at the next meeting on that resolution.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Have you talked to the city yet?
No, just the school.
Okay.
Who knows what's going on in the city?
Well, I don't disagree with that comment, but still, we should probably.
I mean, I know they've introduced it. I know it's pending. I just
Okay.
don't know where it is.
Okay. All right, so 5 is tabled at the request of sponsor. Then current business. Number 6, authorizing the submission of a grant application and an agreement with the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services regarding the gun-involved violence elimination partnership.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to ask to accept funding from DCJS for the Gun Violence Elimination Initiative. It's funding, this is the 3rd year of GIVE. And this year, there was no official RFA put out. It was a renewal of last year's funds. So the funds received by the DA's office, the Sheriff's Office, and probation are exactly the same as they have been for the last year.
Okay, so there'd neither be an increase nor a reduction in the program?
Correct.
Any questions from anybody on the committee?
Second.
Motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank
And number 7, authorizing an agreement regarding the violent offender identification directive and amending the 2016 probation department budget.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. This ties to the previous budget request. We have a void in probation officer and an FIO probation officer. And the void supervises the highest risk offenders that are placed under probation supervision. And we work very well with the police department in identifying these offenders and placing them on probation with a higher level of supervision. And part of the supervision, Chief Cox has requested a higher level of GPS monitoring, and his department has offered to pay for the service.
Okay. Any questions from anybody?
So moved.
Chris?
Can you just explain what the service is?
It's satellite tracking of offenders. They wear an ankle bracelet, and it provides GPS points. As an example, if someone had a curfew and they couldn't leave their residence after a certain period of time, we'd enter that into a computer, and if they did, it would generate a notice that they left and they'd be in violation.
Anything else? Motion? Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, thanks. And last, number 8, authorizing an agreement regarding excess workers' compensation insurance.
Good evening.
Good
This
evening.
is a renewal of our excess insurance policy with Safety National Corporation for an annual premium of $252,752.
Questions from anybody? Chris?
Is that an increase or decrease?
That's actually a decrease from last year, and it came in below budget for 2016.
Any
But-
reason why?
We had a reduction in claims and large claim loss, therefore they came in with excess below.
Just out of curiosity, what department did you see, or departments did you see the biggest reductions in, if you know?
We had a claim count reduction at the correctional facility, and that's the only one that comes off the top of my head.
Okay, just wanted to know who to give credit to.
Jennifer, is there a base contract, not an excess? Who are we insured through that?
We're self-insured, and we have a third-party administrator for workers' compensation through PMA Management Corporation. This is just the excess insurance policy.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? If not, is there a motion? Motion, second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Motion.